Alright, here's a full retelling of Chapter 5 of Voyagers 2, The Secrets of Mentii, in the same flowing story-based style. This part moves from ancient times into the present planetary mission, describing who the Guardians really are, how they operate, and why the Mentii project continues through people alive today. Chapter 5, The Guardian Alliance and the Christos Mission. After millions of years of rise and fall, the long experiment of the Turanusium races reached a new phase. Humanity had been successfully reseeded for the third time, the sphere of Mentii stabilized within Earth's core, and civilizations had risen that carried faint echoes of the original covenant. Yet the greater mission was still incomplete. The halls of Mentii remained only partly open, and the fallen collectives still tried to seize control of the stargates. It was in this age that the Guardian Alliance formally re-entered Earth's time fields to renew the Christos realignment mission. The structure of the Guardians, above the familiar universe, beyond even the fifth-dimensional world of Tara, existed the realms of the Emerald Order Brno, consciousness groups of the 13th through 15th dimensions who held the original designs for creation. From them descended a hierarchy of protector races. 1. The Emerald Order, founders of the Covenant of Pallador, overseers of human evolution. 2. The Azurite Council of Tara, fifth-dimensional administrators who carry out the directives of the Emerald Order within local systems. 3. The Guardian Alliance, a federation of many species, including the Syrians, Pleiadians, Arcturians and Elohim, united to defend the Mentii Gates. 4. The Aeani Priests of human form representatives who incarnate directly on Earth to translate Guardian knowledge into the physical realm. Together these orders maintained the network of communication between dimensions, what the texts call the Emerald Covenant, the promise that humanity would not be abandoned after the fall. Arrival of the Azurite Council. When the Guardians saw that the third seeding races were reaching the next stage of development, they sent members of the Azurite Council into incarnation. These beings could step down their frequency into fifth and third dimensional bodies while retaining memory of their higher origins. Their purpose was to reactivate the blue flame currents and teach the forgotten science of Kilonta, the physics of creation through sound and light geometry. The Azurites re-established small enclaves in the inner earth and in remote surface areas, where they trained initiates in the use of sacred tones, macabre mechanics, and planetary gridwork. In ancient times, they were remembered as the Neteru of Egypt, the Nagas of India, and the blue-skinned gods of many world myths. The Christos realignment. Through the Azurite teachings, the Guardians began the long process of what they called the Christos realignment, the healing of the human DNA template, and the restoration of the 12-strand pattern. Christos did not mean a single religious figure. It meant the universal pattern of divine unity consciousness. To live in the Christos state was to embody the original angelic human design. Every 26,000 years, as the solar system passed through specific alignment windows, the Guardians attempted to reopen portions of the halls of Mentii so that human DNA could receive new frequency infusions. When successful, these cycles produced brief ages of enlightenment, epochs remembered as golden eras or spiritual renaissances. When the effort was blocked by the fallen races, the result was collapse and forgetfulness. The opposing forces. Parallel to the Guardian Alliance were the fallen angelic collectives who had once been part of the same founder family but chose separation from source. They included the Anunnaki and Jehovian Anunnaki races, who desired to control the Mentii stargates for dominion over multiple systems. The Draconian and Omicron reptilian empires, masters of frequency warfare. Hybrid human lines, the Templar Anu and corrupted Melchizedeks, who acted as their proxies on Earth. These groups built competing grid networks to siphon planetary energy, creating what the Guardians called reverse matrix systems. Humanity, caught in the middle, experienced the struggle as cycles of social upheaval, empire, and religious division. The modern Guardian program. In recent ages, particularly in the current 20th and 21st century timeline, the Guardian Alliance began contacting incarnate representatives directly. Through dream training, telepathic transmission, and physical encounter, they reawakened those carrying dormant indigo and Orophim DNA codes. These souls, born among ordinary humanity, carried within them frequency keys capable of reopening certain Amenti portals. Their mission was fourfold. 1. Grid repair, to realign the planetary electromagnetic field to the original Christos grid. 2. Genetic re-education, to teach humanity how to awaken its dormant DNA strands through sound, light, and intention. 3. Historical correction, to reveal the true interdimensional history behind religious and scientific distortions. 4. Preparation for ascension, to ready Earth's population for the upcoming stellar activation cycles when the halls of Amenti would open again. This is the modern continuation of the Amenti project described throughout Voyagers 2. The Keys of the Masters. To assist these incarnate guardians, the Azurite Council released portions of the Cloister Doratura CDT plates, the holographic records that store the original knowledge of creation. Translators of these plates, such as Ayani scribes, bring forth the information as written teachings for modern humanity. The plates describe the multidimensional anatomy of the human body, the structure of stargates, and the way to safely activate Merkaba fields for ascension. They are considered the living books of the Emerald Covenant. The Christos reawakening. As Earth's vibration accelerates, more individuals begin to feel the pull of the blue flame within, the subtle stirring of the higher DNA strands. Dreams of light cities, remembrance of star origins, sudden surges of empathy and unity, all are signs that the Christos frequency is resurfacing. The Guardians caution that discernment is vital, for fallen factions mimic the process with false light technologies and psychic manipulation. The authentic path of Amenti, they say, is marked by compassion, non-hierarchical service, and alignment with the law of one. When enough people embody this frequency, the collective planetary Merkaba will activate, allowing Earth to merge again with her higher counterpart Tara, the completion of the ancient rescue mission that began 550 million years ago. Closing of Chapter 5. The chapter ends with the Guardian's assurance that humanity is not alone. Every person alive is a fragment of that vast cosmic story, the fall, the seedings, the wars, the covenant, and the return. The same blue flame that once burned in Tara's core now burns quietly in every human heart, waiting for recognition. Open quote, when you remember who you are, the transmissions, the gates of Amenti will open not in the earth, but within you. Close quote. Would you like me to continue with Chapter 6 next? The part that dives into the mechanics of ascension, planetary grid structure, and how the halls of Amenti reopen during a stellar activation cycle?